Up there with The Lord of the Rings and George Lucas Star Wars is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy or Raimi trilogy. I knew I wanted to make a mock of it, not something that I'm going to make a mock every, single year like I do with Lord of the Rings, but I wanted to make something cool that I could put on my shelf and have a good memento to the trilogy. And the thing that stood out to me the most when I was thinking through, like, what could I make, was Norman Osborn's penthouse. Specifically, the mirror scene where he's sort of showing off, like, the dichotomy between the Green Goblin and Norman Osborn. Such an awesome, awesome part of the trilogy. And that's definitely, Spider-Man 1 is definitely my favorite of the three. Not to mention, I could actually fit this mock on my shelf after it's built. It's not super, super oversized. It's a great display piece after the fact. And of course, the Osborn penthouse lives on in Spider-Man 2 and 3 as Harry Osborn's penthouse. So it really is the perfect location for me to make a Lego mock of. It brings about memories from all three movies. So one thing was trying to figure out the color of what this building is. It's pretty controversial, just like, Star Wars Jedi Temple, but I settled upon the light bluish gray. You don't even want to see what the white looked like. For like the winged creatures we see here, I tried a couple things, but I ended up settling on this old Harry Potter mold. It looks really good. It brings about a lot of classic vibes, especially thinking of, Lego in the early 2000s. So it really worked out perfectly, and I used that. So this outside patio portion of the mock, I took most of the material from the Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock scenes with Harry Osborn. But the weird thing is some of the shots kind of show different, like, orientation of, like, the patio. Like, they're kind of inconsistent from frame to frame. So I built it the way that would make the most sense. Of course, we always need to place a Lego Pab online order at some point in the mock. Fortunately, I already had all those orange masonry bricks, so that came up clutch, and a lot of the other parts I was able to source from my parts collection. With the outside patio more or less complete with Doc Ock and Harry Osborn, I began the interior with Norman Osborn from Spider-Man 1. What I first really started on was making some of the furniture, thinking about what masks I wanted to buy for Norman Osborn's mask collection, and working on the spacing for the apartment, how far apart the pillars should be, how big the room should be, all of that kind of stuff. So the wood paneling, the flooring, the rug is all based on Spider-Man 1. If you do watch the movie, the furniture and other things are a little different in Spider-Man 2 and 3, but of course my main inspiration was Spider-Man 1 with that Norman Osborn mirror scene, so that's what I decided to base it on. It's also a little more interesting because in Spider-Man 2 and 3, the rug is just like a plain color, and some of the furniture, is a little more lacking. So I liked this Spider-Man 1 setup as it is now. It's 1 a.m., May 31st. Just got done with a nice build session during a Lego stream on YouTube, watching that, and boy, this build is really coming along. I was able to crank out quite a bit and put up a lot of the walls around the build. Obviously, I don't think I've documented really any of this build, so this is all going to be looking pretty new. This, though, is really what I love, starting to get this full angle, this full shot of, what's it like to look through there. It's really feeling like minifig scale, minifig lived in type of place. Put some walls up, got the brown thick walls on that side. Of course, this part, the two parts of the mock are coming together. This is what it looks like from the outside. You can totally get the vibe that, hey, what's going on in there? It's an apartment. I set Doc Ock up, the OG one that is. I had brought this one just for filler stand-in, just because I don't want to damage this guy, but now I'm going to start leaving him on the mock. Now that we're close to Brickworld, it's not going to be months and months of dude getting dusty. But yeah, this is just fire. Absolutely loving the way it looks. So glad I chose to do this mock. Still, there's a ton to do in the next like 2 weeks. So I'll definitely have to be going crazy to get it done, but it's looking amazing. So this is what it looks like from this side. One big decision I do have to make on this is how it's going to be viewable at like Brickworld, for example. I may have to knock down this entire wall just to make it viewable for Brickworld. Here's a view through the mirror. Still need to get the mirror. And then it is looking like I'm not going to be able to make Green Goblin's lair back here. So unfortunate, but I can always do in the future. And I don't think people would be able to appreciate it at Brickworld anyway with the table of space I requested. This part does have the tiles, dark tan tiles, because it's gonna be this type of wall as well over there. This part kind of messed up. It's not a mess up, but it's just a matter of translating real life to Lego, and this is one off, so I'm gonna have to bump this one spot over. I need to order a ton more brown tiles. I need these 1x black tiles. Obviously you can see the floor has been pretty much finished. I just need to order a bunch of black tiles to finish the design off, and I'm just loving the look, guys. I need to work on a bunch of furniture, nail down all of the builds for the furniture. That's gonna be a big one. Throw in the masks of Green Goblin's collection. It's just an amazing mock. I'm so happy I chose to build this. And you know, we're not even taking a look at the part that I pretty much already had done, but I did, you know, continue to work on a few of the plants. I need to find a good tree design because I don't think that one dark green leaf is really doing it for me. So I'll have to figure out something good, but I'm just literally falling in love with this mock as it's coming together. Really hyped for Brickworld as well. Just got done with that Lego stream, as I said. After finishing the flooring, I had to add a little bit more furniture and special touches from the movie that I hadn't already done, like Harry Osborn's mask on the chair, a few different chairs underneath the upper level, and other details that I think just make it more complete and a lot more lively as a mock. So here's the finished product for now, mock on my desk as it sits. I really love the way it looks. It's just a classy look to it, and totally justified me going through and making this build. Just bear with me with these photos of the mock. I'll start talking again about something in a little bit from now, so we're just gonna have to wait out and look at these photos that I took. Sorry if they may be repetitive. I just wanted to make sure all of these photos were in one place in this video. However, I did want to throw that nod to Spider-Man 2 and that iconic moment with Peter Parker and Harry Osborn discovering the truth about who Spider-Man is. So I set that up anyway because that couch thing is in Spider-Man 1, but in a different location. Just as I'm not done with my Lego Lord of the Rings Minas Tirith mock, I still have plans for that. I'm not done with this mock either. I do plan on expanding it. As it stands, the mock has the outside patio, which is primarily from Spider-Man 2. It has the Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn interior, which is primarily from Spider-Man 1, but 2 and 3 as well. And finally, what I need to add to it is the Green Goblin lair, mainly seen in Spider-Man 3, with Harry Osborn and even a Peter Parker v. Harry Osborn fight inside there. So look forward to that. That will definitely come sooner rather than later. And thank you for enjoying the MOC. The rest is going to be a little bit about Brickworld. So these are some of the shots that I took at Brickworld. I didn't really have to do much building. The MOC was already ready to go. It packed very nicely because it's not that big. And, you know, other than like setting up the furniture or the figures a little bit, it was totally compact and ready to go, which was really nice because in the past with like Lord of the Rings builds, you have to set up a ton of figures, or last year with my Erebor MOC, I had to really elevate those, the legs for the Erebor building. So it was kind of nice having planned everything out. It would be nice to add some other like elements to this MOC, like lighting or something else, just to make it pop a little bit more. I think in Brickworld, it kind of looks not quite as impressive as it does like on my desk, where it's scaled better, and then, you know, it doesn't feel like a little, it doesn't diminish away from it by being in this like huge hall. You get to appreciate it more as like a minifig scale type build. So that's one thing I would have to say is it does look better at home. But I still am happy I brought it to Brickworld and was able to show it off there. There were some people who came up and said they liked the build, so that was cool, and recognized the scenes. So very happy that a few Spider-Man fans were able to see it in person.
Could you imagine being like, okay, gotta drain the water in the bucket now? I just don't know that I'd have the energy after 2 days and then I'll have to take them. Absolutely. I mean, like, the setup here was so much fun.
No, I'm just taking photos here because it's nice and set up.
I was gonna say, I'd commit it to memory with a photo so if something's out of place when I get home, I know where to put it.
Yeah, with parts of it, yeah, like this is very similar to that.
Yeah.
So. These were a few like tokens from other people at Brickworld Chicago that appreciated the MOC, so thanks to them for enjoying the MOC. Here's the haul from Brickworld 2024. Surprisingly, there was a vendor there who had tons of Lego Castle Kingdoms and Lego Lord of the Rings and Hobbit inventory for very fair prices, something you really never see at Lego conventions. So I actually picked up quite a bit of stuff, you know, mainly the Kingdoms, Green Dragon Knights, and then these Fantasy Era Trolls, because I don't really have many of those. You know, Lord of the Rings I got so much already of that there's not much I need, but I still managed to find some that I wanted to grab. But here's my haul from Brickworld. Like I said, surprisingly good stuff.